Greetings and welcome. My name is Jake Rayson. I'm a wildlife food forest garden designer, and I want to talk to you today about habitat diversity. And this is something I've been thinking a lot about recently. I've been watching John Little's YouTube videos. He's done a couple of fantastic presentations. I'll put a link in the notes. And he talks about habitat diversity being as important as plant diversity, and they actually go hand in hand, and I really agree with him as well. And it's very, very interesting, the work that he's doing and has been doing for bloody years and years and years. What put me in mind of it was it's a messy dead hedge. That's some rose, so I'm not that keen to get that that close to it, so I'm going to throw it on and it'll squash down. So I've got a whole load of Landiae which I got from a neighbour. I'll be putting that down here. So dead hedges, this is a single kind of dead hedge. It's got woven dead hedge. Uses less material than the kind of box dead hedges that you've got, and they are fantastic for wildlife. And I say this, and this is the kind of thing that kind of gets me. Here's one. This is like a small one. These are kind of free or very, very cheap, 10 pence each. These little sticks, which are used as spacers in timber yards, and you can make a little box, a box dead hedge here, and it's kind of that rots down. You can put bramble on it. You can put grass on the top of it. And it's great. And I am imagining, the thing is, I imagine that that's very good for wildlife, for habitat. It's kind of a nice way of using up old branches and stuff. But this is what I kind of want to come to with the idea of habitat creation. Every garden is an ecological opportunity, and what we can do, it is a theme that runs through that humans bad, nature good, and it's a real kind of adversarial view, a binary adversarial view of life, and it does not have to be that way. And if we want to survive as a species, it can't be that way. What we have to do is to work out how to live with nature and with natural processes. And so this really kind of comes on to, if every garden's an ecological opportunity, then we need to kind of have proven methods and techniques and ideas that actually work. There's a brilliant website called Garden Professors. Professor Linda Chalker-Scott has done loads of work over the years, and it's kind of busting garden myths, and it's evidence-based gardening, and I think it's fantastic. And I think likewise with what John Little talks about, he says there's greenwashing, which is you go, oh, this is great for the environment, and no one's tested it. No, trees, great for the environment. Plant loads of trees with plastic tree guards around them. Don't water them, they all die, but it's great for the environment. And you go, no, it isn't. It's not as simple as that. The right tree in the right place. So what I want to kind of getting at is, it's like getting that knowledge together, and that's what people want as gardeners. I mean, that's what I want as a gardener, is like planting combinations of, for forest gardening, or whether it's native wildflower gardens. It's what works well together in which conditions, and I think I really want, John Little's talking about writing a book, and I really want him to hurry up and write the book, because there's a lot of materials. He uses different materials, different substrates, recycled materials, which are either from on site or very close to site, and different plants will do well in different materials and different substrates. So for example, crushed concrete, thyme, which likes calcareous, well-drained soil, does really, really well on crushed concrete, and that's not only because it likes the conditions, but because other plants don't like the conditions as well. Small scabious, same thing. So this is the kind of knowledge that I just really think we need to kind of pull together, because that's what people would like. And I'm sure this is what John Little is doing as well. He's experimenting with different like piles of rubbish, but made to look nice. So lots of habitat, lots of holes, pipes. He's got lots of he uses hogging paths for solitary bees. He uses posts for creating holes for solitary bees as well. So yeah, so all this really does, yeah, it's all about doing the research for it and finding out what works, and then people can say this works, this is a good for a wildlife garden. And also I'm including forest gardens in this, because forest gardens are all about them having as they're not only productive, but they're about creating a habitat which will be good for a whole diverse range of different wildlife. And the greater diversity of species of plant species you have, and the greater diversity of wildlife you have, then the more resilient that system is. And this is the kind of key thing. It's not one or the other. We need to pull them together. So, and I was just thinking, there's a really nice Abigail Lowe. It's just Dr. Abigail Lowe, who was a PhD researcher, is now a researcher, researcher at the Botanic Garden Wales, and I think her speciality is hoverflies, and I know that she was doing DNA barcode research, looking at the foraging habits of honeybees, and what flowers they went to, amongst kind of that kind of research. But it's people like Abigail who really are, it's joining up that research with, and I know Botanic Garden Wales has been doing this as well, I'm not saying they haven't been doing it, but these are the plants that bees will forage, like the honeybees, or these are the plants that that wild pollinators will forage at different times of year. So these are the plants to plant for pollinators. And likewise with John Little's work, these are the habitats that these insects actually like hoverfly lagoons, or masonry bees. I'm guessing they like brick walls or stone walls, that kind of thing. So you can say, okay, you cannot checklist gardening, but you can say you want to create as diverse a range of habitats as possible. This is how you do it. Anyway, to that end, I'm discussing with a friend of mine about making a what did I call it? Cross-disciplinary online garden conference, wildlife gardening conference, and I'm kind of really interested in doing it. I mean, I know it's going to be a lot of work, but I started the ball rolling anyway, because I think I want to find out more about this. My knowledge is kind of really limited, so and I want other people to know about it as well. So anyway, if you're interested in a cross-disciplinary wildlife gardening conference, let me know, and spread the word, and the more people who get on board, then the better it will be. And there's obviously people like John Little I'd like to invite, but I don't know. Let's see how it goes. And there's lots of other native plants, entomologists, just crikey, water management, water, hydrology, the actual kind of how water works in the landscape, whole range of different things to consider. Wildlife, it so crosses over with wildlife ponds, construction of wildlife ponds, amphibians and mammals and all sorts of stuff. But it's kind of bringing that knowledge together so that gardeners have a good idea what's the best thing to do. Anyway, let me know, subscribe, see you later, bye.